Hey YouTube, welcome back to Part-Time Fab. I'm Sean. So if you watched the last video, we did the unboxing of the JD2 Model 32 tubing bender. I thought it might be interesting because I haven't seen this done, but you saw that last time we laid all the parts out and got everything in order, and all the parts appear to be here. I have read over the instructions, and I only have actually one comment to make about the instructions. I really wish that they had put in just a page. That'd be great. Just one single page of the stand that this thing is supposed to can sit on. Not that I just couldn't make one myself, but it would be nice maybe to say this unit needs to sit on 1/2 inch plate, and the tube to the ground needs to be 1/4 inch thick wall, minimum, 2 inch square tubing or 2 inch round tubing, 1/4 inch thick. That would have been really cool if they would have done that. But other than that, I really don't have any complaints so far. This little plate right here that they sent actually mounts to the underside between the bender frame and the stand. So ready-made template for the bolt holes, and they're 3/4 inch holes, so that should be pretty easy. 3/4 inch drill and you'll be good to go. But I thought it would be interesting just to do this in real time, because I haven't pre-assembled it and then disassembled it. This would be the first time. I hope it turns out good. You know how some things crash and burn. It would be nice if I had time to go to the scrapyard and get some steel to make a stand and done that already. But I think for now a brake caliper will do, just to get the bottom of the unit off of the table here. So and it's just barely off the table. And interesting that this is actually where the degree wheel goes. This big bolt that's on the bottom. I was wondering what that was, but that's what it is. So I thought, looking at the directions, looking at the unit, start from the bottom, work our way up. Probably have less things to hold steady and all that good stuff because I am by myself. This would probably be the first thing you would line up if you were assembling this on the stand. But it's probably going to be near the middle, maybe the end. I'm not sure, probably at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and lay it underneath, and we'll get to work. So as the directions, this is the bottom of the unit, and the next thing that needs to go on is the spacer, and that is the 9/16 spacer. So out of the two, one's 3/8, one's 9/16. The 9/16 spacer goes over this hole, so that'll go right there. And then looks like we have the anti-spring back bar will go on top of this. And then we have the other spacer. We'll go over that. And then next will actually be this bar. But I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is one of these tubes, spacer tubes, will go in. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert that as such. And then this lines up like this. So let's get that on there. All right. And next would be the top would start going on this unit. So that's pretty quick. One thing I will wait till later is this little pin right here. You insert it right here, and it has a couple of pins that would go in. So I thought we would knock those in a moment. But for now, that looks to go like that. So let's see, let's use this, and that will sit on top. And we'll get us a bolt, and we will put a washer on top of that, turn it the right way. And that should go all the way through. Oh, did I pick up one of the wrong tubes? Let's see. Three and 1/8 long tubes. It doesn't actually say, just says the 1-inch tube. That seems like a lot of space in there. But well, seeing how that is not going in right, or at least it doesn't appear to be the right size, perhaps it's not all the way down. That's what it is. Sorry about that, a little bit of extra noise there. There we go. And that will sit right there, and we'll go ahead and put this up here. Now, almost feel like I need to get the hammer out here a little bit. Sorry for the noise. Again, this unit seems like there's not enough bolts sticking out of the bottom of this thing. All right. I guess I should have had this ready. One moment, let's get a tape measure. So the pins that go in the other part are 3 1/8, and these are 4. 3 1/8. So that's the larger pin. That's correct, I guess. I've not got the right bolt. We should be using the really long bolt. There we go. Now that seems more appropriate. 3/4 inch bolt. It doesn't say how long it is. That would probably be helpful on the instructions, because on one page it tells which tube goes in, but on this page it doesn't. But then over here it just says 3/4 inch bolt and 3/4 inch bolt. So it should be the longer 3/4 inch bolt. And then when you put on this plate on the bottom like that, And then the next plate, which would be the stand, that makes sense. So the long bolt goes in this main unit, the body of the main unit. Okay, so now let's take our other tube and our other bolt, which I just realized we need to take back out because we forgot the washer. So let's scoot this back up here. Wow, this thing's heavy. Let's go ahead and see if we can put in this second tube. Maybe that might allow us to take out the next tube. All right. There's that. Now, let's see if we can extract this and put the washer in. And everything moved. That's okay. Getting everything back in alignment. All right. It just needs a little motivation. There we go. Everything's through. Just won't slide together. That's okay. All right, so we got all that done. We got our washers put in. Now we probably need to just get this bolt on through and tighten it up a little bit. There we go. All right. Brass hammer always helps. And let's go ahead and put our washers on the bottom. And tighten these up. Hand tight here. All right. I didn't think these would be this snug. I would have gotten a socket to do it. All right. That one's in. Now let's see if we can get this one going. All right, so there we got that going. All right, now 1¼ inch pins. These pins were not an inch. I thought they were an inch, but they're actually 1¼ inch. Get that slid in up there. That looks good. And this one just goes in one of these holes arbitrarily, so we'll just put it in this one right here. And that's not really wanting to go. Wow. That is a tight fit. Might need to just take some sandpaper to that and deburr it a little bit. But let's see. All right, let's just do this. I've got a little file. That looks real good right there. Work our way around. All right, that looks real good right there. Now let's see how it fits. Oh yeah, went right in, much better. Good deal. Okay, so now we got that in, Let's go ahead and I see a problem. Well, amongst this thing being super heavy, I now don't think I can get this pin in without loosening this top back up. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and insert these pins, or at least one of them. Probably should use a vise for this because they're not quite wanting to go in. Okay, let's break just for a minute and get this pin inserted and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So I got the pin in, and now I'm going to loosen these bolts up here just a bit, and so I can get that pin pushed in there. That pin was a bit of a pain to get in there, so loosen these up just a little bit. Okay, that should give us enough room. Not quite enough just yet. Let's go ahead and take them all the way to the end. Almost enough. There we go. So now let's put the ratchet bar, insert that. Not really wanting to go. Might need to deburr some edges just a little bit. Still not wanting to go in there really well. Let's get a little sandpaper and buff the outer part. Keep trying that. Let's see what we got. Wow, that's pretty tight. It's going, but man, that's a tight fit. I think a little bit more sandpaper. All right. This being so difficult, I might should have put this in first. Yeah, I definitely should have put this in first. So when you go to assemble yours, definitely put this in first. Let's put a little white lithium on in here. Alright, that appeared to help a little bit. Alright, and the pin is through the other side. Now all I need to do is tighten everything back up. Squeeze everything back together. That pin was holding us apart there. And that is it right there. That is the main body right there. There's our anti-spring back and our ratchet, and that looks good. All right. All right, this next part, this secondary anti-spring back, need a little Allen wrench to adjust it, and I can do that. That shouldn't take but just a moment, so we'll do that later. Get some of that oil off there. All right. Now let's move on to assembling this part. So this one is labeled top, so this one will be on the top with that up, and that one has no label, so they should fit together like this. So let's see, we will take those two spacers and they will go there. And then we will have these two bolts. Will go there. And this one's much easier. Let's just hang this back part off. And let's go ahead and get two washers. Slide those in. Slide those down, turn him over on his side. 2 more washers. This is very good. We're running out of parts at a good rate. And we lost a washer. We will need to come back and snug these up. Wow, that one don't want to go on. That one goes in just fine. This other one is being a bear. Wow. There might be I can see a rough spot on these threads. I bet you that's holding me back. Yep. I see a little rough spot like a ding or something. So definitely have to get a socket or a wrench for that. And this part, I believe, is totally assembled now. Face up, yep. Okay. Push that to the side. Bring this back over. And I don't have, this thing won't sit on my table, and it's not sitting on this brake caliper anymore. So we'll do that. Pull this up like this. I think this would be much easier if we'd have had the stand to assemble on. Maybe. Never know, because these bolts, all this had to be in alignment to go in, so not real sure. All right. All right. Well, that looks pretty good. Now, I'll use that tape measure to prop this side up. So there's our anti-spring back. And that, they say, is pretty much it. This is the longer of the two, so this pin, I believe, would go there. And this last pin actually goes into the strap to hold that in place. So that's where the last pin goes. And we'll put that over there. Now to this and this. This is pretty simple. Pin just goes right in there. This was pretty snug a minute ago because of the powder coating, so I'm going to leave that hanging out for a minute. This right here. Let me find some Allen wrenches. I hope these are standard size. Let's see. There we go, 3/16. All right, now this part goes on top and this will go on the bottom. Now there are actually 3 holes this could go in, so, and that is dictated by your die. So if we got the die over here and then put it in place, we would know which hole this goes in. But since we don't, we're just going to put it in this first one. And to adjust this, you basically have the die in there and you just let it fall in place. Then you take your Allen wrench and snug. I wouldn't make it real tight, just snug, and then there you go. and that is your anti-spring back. And last but not least, our degree wheel, biggest nut and washer go right here. Well, because we don't have this all mounted down, I'm going to go ahead and leave that, but that will just take you an extra minute just to mount that on the underside, and that's pretty much it. So I guess with that, thanks for watching. Always remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. I know maybe some comments on this would have been how bad I bobbled and fumbled, but you know, that's with everything. I read the instructions. Some of the instructions were a little vague, but as you can see, that wasn't real hard to put together. Wasn't real hard at all. I do have my one pin to put back in. That won't take but a second just to go ahead and knock that on in, get me a flat punch, and just tap it in place. Shouldn't be too bad. So I guess with that, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Part-Time Fab.